Good afternoon, my students. How are you? You okay? As you see, today we will talk about an outline of British history. I am sure that it will be very interesting for you. Why? Because we will talk about very interesting information. As you see here, first of all, geographical and ancestral context. Oh, prehistoric cultures, ancient Celts, Romans, and Vikings and North settlers. Do you remember Vikings? And Anglo-Saxons, Jutes, and Normans. I'm not going to explain of every chapter of the prehistoric cultures or ancient Celts or about Romans or about the Vikings and North settlers. I want to say you that it is a very interesting slide here, the Roman role, foundation of towns and roads. More of you dreamed to be in Great Britain and to see their towns and roads with their views. Yes, okay. And when and how these towns and roads were organized by whom or from what time they are being here. From administration shaped Britain's urban and industrial framework, the Romans found towns and remain important today. For example, London, yes, Lincoln, Chester, and Gloucester, Gloucester, names ending in Chester or Chester derived from Latin castra, military camp. Yeah, you know. Roman contributions include paving, roads linking regions, public baths, forts, and written legal administration. When Roman authority declined in the 5th century, many of these structures remained as local points of later kingdoms and settlements. And if you remember, at our last lecture, we had talked about Christianity. Now, I want to say you that Christianity reached Britain under the Romans and was resettled in the post-Roman era. And Anglo-Saxons established lasting such structure. The mission founded bishoprics and monastic centers, which became both spiritual and educational hubs. And reign of Alfred the Great. Do you know who was Alfred the Great? Resistance to the Vikings and a law learning foundation for unity. Alfred is the king of Wessex, successfully defended his kingdom during the 9th century Viking invasions when many other Anglo-Saxon realms fell. And he promoted law reform, education, and the translation of Latin text into Old English, and encouraging administration and literacy. Foundation for Unity, Alfred's dynasty, Wessex, later provided the basis for a unified English monarchy. The present royal family traces part of its lineage to Wessex. Alfred's combination of military leadership, legal reform and cultural patronage made him a pivotal figure in the emergence of a single English kingdom. And Norman Congress, Norman Congress of England, which was in 1066. In this year, Duke William of Normandy defeated King Harold of the Battle of Hastings. The conquest was the last successful foreign invasion of England and brought immediate to long-term change. The Norman entered it with continental Europe, altered aristocratic culture, and created administrative systems such as surveys of land that influenced governmental of generations. And this slide says about Magna Carta. 1215s and the beginnings of Parliament. Is it interesting for you when the English Parliament began? It was began from 1215, or you may say that 1215th year. Then, faced with baronial rebellion, King John sealed Magna Carta in this year, though at the time a practical settlement of disputes in later accrued symbolic importance as a limit on royal authority. Key outcomes of long-term effects. Check on royal power. Magna Carta established that the monarch could not act completely above the law in specific feudal matters, and origins of parliament during the 13th century assemblies of barons, knights, and burgesses involved into a bicameral parliament, lords and commons. And power of taxation. One early parliamentary privilege was consent to taxation, a crucial foundation for later constitutional development. The English Reformation and the aftermath between 1534 and 1540, Henry VIII broke with the papacy and established the Church of England with the monarch as its supreme head. The immediate motives combined dynastic concerns and political control, but the consequences were deep and long-lasting. The perfection transformed ecclesiastical authority, popular relations, and the role of religion in politics of everyday life across our kingdoms. Union of England and Wales. English subjugation of Wales was largely completed by Edward I in the late 13th century. The title Prince of Wales became associated with the heir apparent between 1536 and 1544. Acts of Union integrated Wales administratively and legally with England, giving Welshires representations in the English Parliament and aligning law and governance. Civil War and execution of Charles I. As the other countries, Great Britain, nowadays Great Britain, has civil war too. And here you see 1642 and 1649. And from these years, we know that 7 years they had civil war and the execution of Charles I. Political and religious conflict between the crown and parliament erupted into open civil war in 1642. So you may take this presentation, and if you need to any information, you may take from here. So thanks for your attention.